you've won like the past, but I don't know, half year, 8 months. You won pretty much every grand finals 3-0. It's also online Dota, right? There's no lands. It's like it's hard to sustain. It's hard to keep doing that. You know, you can only do it for so long.
It's the idea of TI as well, right? Like, TI is usually the driving force in our scene for so many players. Because it's not there right now, it's not the fruit that's dangling, it's a bit hard to see the way. And Timber actually gets picked off in the bot lane. Looks like they got the skewer back under tower, and he actually had gone for point well in death, so very easy clean up on the kill there.
Yeah, just a pretty easy setup with the Stormhammer and the skewer.
Yeah, and then of course on the other side, Liquid, you know, this is a team that they got to be off a little bit of a high from the ESL, of course, you know. Hasn't been the cleanest since then. Their games have been a bit back and forth, but especially the way they dismounted Nigma in that final game when we last saw them, these guys have got to be feeling confident, even in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I think so. I think they seem to be in a good place right now. Like you said, they came off with this ESL win. They did really well in that final game against Nigma. Just I don't know. I think they've been playing well together. They seem to have a lot of things figured out for their team.
We'll see what I can do in this game. I mean, the Storm Spirit is kind of an obvious, safe way to go for a lot of mids at the moment. It is up against this occasionally picked Silencer core, and I think Zyra was kind of fanboying it, even managed to get Lizard on board with the idea that this is a gold tier Silencer game, if he's ever seen one.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a good Silencer game. I think the wonky part for him, I would say, Taiga's going to rotate towards mid.
Oh, it's going to connect as well. Nisha is going to be protected by the rotation from Puppey, and Taiga now in a lot of trouble. The bottle smash will cover his escape just about. The difference here is that you almost kill support, you almost kill the core, and Nisha has no regen left.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while before he gets that courier. Does he have anything? Yeah, he's got some regen on it, but it's gonna take him a bit.
And it's the type of lane you don't want to let up on, right? Like Silencer, it's not this hero that goes and farms in the jungle. You pick it to bully and win the lane. So it's kind of critical that Nisha does find a footing in this lane, right?
Yeah, it is. And kind of as I was saying, the Storm Silencer matchup, it's sort of double-edged, right? Because what Silencer really hates is heroes that get on top of him. And Liquid have 4 of those. The Ursa, the Timber, Earthbird, Storm, they all sort of want to get on top of the Silencer. So the game is going to be sort of like, can Liquid try to get on top of the Silencer, or can Nisha kind of just stay away from these heroes, hide behind the Sven and the Underlord, and yeah, execute from there.
And of course, we did see an Ursa yesterday from Secret, this time in the hands at Liquid. I don't know about you, I kind of like the Ursa in this set more, right? Because when Secret done it, they had this Riki that doesn't farm very well, right?
That was, the Riki was with the Drow Ranger, right? The Ursa was...
sorry, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
The Ursa was the Battle Fury. That was with the Storm Spirit and the Chen.
Yes, you're correct.
But it was against the Lina mid.
Yeah, and he went for... I think he went for the Bloodstone, right? Yeah, but the Storm went for the Bloodstone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it didn't really work out. VP kind of just punished their lineup by running them over a bit too fast.
I wonder if BK, in this type of game, does this feel like a more comfortable, you just go Battle Fury and pace with the Sven as the game goes on, or do you think there's a more aggressive route that this Ursa could take compared to that game we were mentioning?
It kind of probably depends on his start. I feel like in this game you could make a case for the Battle Fury, but I also wouldn't be opposed to seeing something just more aggressive, whether it's some sort of Basher, Diffuser, whatever. So I don't really know, like I haven't played a lot of Ursa in recent past, so I can't say what the go-to is, but I wouldn't mind something that lets you man fight the Sven. Would be very nice to have.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, you should have a way to kind of match up against him at any stage of the game, right? With the Enrage, just by getting his ability to instantly burst you. I guess it's a case of maybe do we see someone like the Midas Ursa of old, or do we just think that is as greedy, if not more greedy, than the Battle Fury as a choice?
Then I might prefer the Battle Fury in that sense. Then. But yeah, I mean, this matchup of Underlord versus Ursa it's kind of interesting. It's sort of a double-edged sword as well, I would say. In the laning phase, Underlord, he wants to push the lane, and Ursa doesn't really like farming creeps under his tower. Sure, you have good damage, but it kind of, you know, like nullifies the point of having Ursa against Underlord, right?
Oh, mid. Alright, Karen. Nice skewer away by Puppey. It's not going to be enough, though. Nisha's in trouble. He's got the Fairy Fire. That might save him. Just about. With the arrival of Yapsel, there's no way they can pursue that. All of a sudden, we now have a mid-tri lane.
Big party in mid lane.
And once again, Nisha, the one coming out worse for wear, right? I mean, look at his health. He's doing reasonably well on the deny front, but Koifa not really feeling as punished as maybe you'd hope.
No, and I think it's kind of hard to punish Storm. Storm just pushes the lane with the Remnant. You see Koifa went for the 3-1-1 build. In this lane, all you need to do is just, you push the wave, and you don't have to really tank all of these glaives from the Silencer. You can just go into the jungle if you want, play around with the runes, and you're gonna be fine. All you need to get is your level 6. Just keep farming jungle. You have the Arcane Aura.
I mean, speaking of tanky, like, this hero can easily tank it up, right? While some of the damage is going to hurt from the glaives, it's a 7 armor hero. So not only can you take a beating on the lane, but also just go do what you mentioned, Koifa, go in the jungle and just clear those stacks.
Yeah, and you can see Secret also. They're being really greedy here. They have this Magnus Sven lane. Timber can solo this lane quite easily. You can see he's in CS he's ahead of the Sven, and this forces Puppey to be pulling waves to his tier 2 while Matoma just goes into the jungle. He went for this first item, Mask of Madness. He wants to rely on stacks. So we're gonna see Yapsor do some stacking.
Yeah, that's the ideal way really Liquid want this game to open up, right? Because that frees up Tiger on this Earth Spirit. We know how much he loves roaming. He's not shackled to a lane in this game at all.
No, and that makes Nisha kind of vulnerable in the mid lane. Mickey though, up top.
Okay. Trouble. The Root's going to connect again. Stick to try and save his own life. The salve is going to be wasted as Zai still gets the hit.
Yeah, and that's where this this matchup. So he's gonna probably go for this Battle Fury. It looks like he's suited up. The Ring of Health definitely helps you in the lane. But this matchup of Underlord versus Ursa, especially with the backup of this Rubik, it's you can never really kill the Underlord. The lift and the Fade Bolt's just gonna kind of nullify whatever the Ursa wants to do. And you're just gonna push the lane as Underlord, so Ursa is just gonna be under constant harassment.
So, yeah, that's definitely the tough part about it, right? Because you think about this matchup just even a year ago, you know, it was kind of worth it as the Ursa to keep clubbing at the opponent with the Fury swipes, right? But now in the early levels, because of that reset time, do you really want to go chasing your opponent who won't die and trade some farm? Like Anisha? Okay, this is... Secret have found the ultimate strategy here. TPs. This is third, fourth time. I don't know how many times they've managed to dodge out the kill attempts by Liquid. The bot lane has dodged there 3 times, I think, with TPs, and now in the mid as well.
Yeah, I like how he also just, like, he cancels the port, just stays there, and then... Nah.
Well, now, Nisha's in trouble. Dragged in. To say no global means we go.
And now he's gonna be without a port for a bit.
There's a moment where Nisha goes, huh, the counter only works when I have global. I need a better solution for this, lad. This double spirit is going to become a problem. What's happening?
Zai?
Whoa.
Alright. That's fairly unexpected, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, that's not Atos complete yet. Zai has almost now got Atos because of that.
So, seems he just tanked a bunch of damage from the Firestorm, and then he was maybe unsuspecting of... Not sure if Puppey came with a shockwave or something, most likely.
So I'll tell you what, I tell you what I do like to see here is like Zai actually having a decent game, right? Because if there's someone we could say about Secret recently, is there's this recurring theme of throwing poor little Zai here under the bus. But this time he says, hell no, this is my game.
Kind of seems like a recurring theme for Secret for a while though, which has worked out for them quite a lot. I mean, generally it's just Yapsor and Puppey getting some extra farm where Zai doesn't. This game he's actually off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, they went, lads, we seem to be in the lower bracket. Let's give Zai a chance to shine. You know? If it doesn't work out, we've at least got someone to blame. We'll see what he can do. I mean, Underlord getting the utility would be pretty handy. He's, of course, going for this Atos makes sense against the heroes they're playing against. Like you mentioned, that mobility they have. Zai, slugging towards his opponents here. Quickfoot will not go forward. He realizes hit is bad, and there's nothing to be gained here. Liquid have done a good job with just securing this primary jungle, though. It kind of feels like Secret can't get access to that area at all. You preferably would like to park someone in this bot lane, right?
Sort of. Both yes and no, I think. Because I do think at this point it's really easy for Liquid to kind of collapse on this bottom tower. You don't want to invest too many resources into trying to deal with this Timbersaw. You got that. I think the one kill you got on him with Zai, I think it kind of makes it so that the Timbersaw isn't as scary as he maybe should be. I think you give up this tier 1 and then you can start thinking about how to defend your tier 2. Because it's so much more difficult to bring a bunch of heroes and dive this tower. Whereas the first one, it's pretty easy to kind of collapse on secret heroes down there. Nice dodge by Yapsor, just denying the DD rune.
I'm not able to punish him for it at all. I'm getting a little bit concerned about Nisha right now. Like, his net worth, it is becoming noticeable how it's falling behind here.
Yeah, I was also just looking at Nisha. It's I feel like Nisha's had a rough couple games recently. Generally, we see him, you know, like when you look at Team Secret in the last couple of months, it's pretty much been like, you know, Nisha just going ham on pretty much whatever hero he's been given. But now he's had a couple rough games.
It's definitely gonna get more rough because of the way he's building. So, okay, no, thank God. I thought he was going for the Midas, the cursed item. He's actually going for the Glimmer Cave, which I can get behind in this game, actually. I like seeing this occasion on cores. I mean, it's decent stats, and there's a lot of magical damage on Liquid.
Yeah, the Glimmer Cape is one of those items. It's been changed a bit, so it feels fine to pick up on certain cores nowadays.
When you're playing against this much magical damage, he needs every little bit he can get. Doesn't mean he's somewhat active, but he's going to rely heavily on the support and cast to lock down targets. Of course, Zai with that Atos, we're maybe going to see some value out of that now. That coming to fruition as he is smoked up and moving towards the mid lane. Boxy's going to dive as well. Straight in on Anisha. It's going to be silenced up down to half HP already. The Atos, the Firestorm, that's all good enough. Boxy down for the second time to Zai's rotation. Now the Timberman with the stun out onto the Crystal Maiden will find a follow-up kill and a quick one at that. Why? Why does this work? Why is empowering God's strength allowed?
I mean, the poor CM, you're standing in front of this Sven with 300 something.
Why?
330 damage, 2 hits and a stun. He's dead.
It's 12 minutes in and he's basically a walking rapier when you put it like that. That amount of damage. It's just ridiculous. Global silence.
Well, they find the Koikwa here. Nisha might get this. Yeah.
He will. Wow.
Vision from the last word.
And now they're going to hunt for more. Boxy only just got back. He's in trouble. Ruined again. Zai, everywhere Boxy goes, he follows. Puppey will have a little bit of a celebratory RP, but it works out for the best. Nisha now with a double kill, starting to recover that net worth.
Yeah, and Boxy is, I think, kind of unusual. I feel like he's been playing really well in the games where I've seen most recently, but I think he had a good lane too, so I would expect him to he's sort of the driving force in the Liquid lineup right now, but he's 0-4-0, so not off to the start that you wanted.
I think it'd be fair to say that, you know, Liquid, that they kind of vary in who kind of pops off, but probably like the strongest comparative is that usually when Boxy and Tiger having a good game, you see Liquid as a whole have a good game, right? They're kind of been the trendsetters, I want to say, in recent tournaments for this team.
No, for sure. I've seen a lot of games where Taika kind of just goes ham. And Boxy, when he does get a good start, he can be a very big nuisance for sure.
See if he can start to rectify a little bit. I mean, what usually is the threshold? Because sometimes you see Timbers and you can say they scale, which in this game, you can see how you can scale against multiple strength cores, right? But is there like a death threshold? Like if he dies here, is this game just done? I think it might be. God strength, good enough. Skewer across, Insania says, get me away from that behemoth of a man. You can kill me, just don't let the Sven touch me. They might kill him.
Just don't let the silencer touch me, I think that's the...
Oh no, not my precious in on a CM of all heroes. Oh, there it is. Nisha, sweet, sweet intellect. Oh.
-2, +2.
And CM doesn't really have great stats either.
Yeah, and you see Koikwa, he's going for this. Oh, he gets it.
Yeah, he does. But you know, Matsuma Man says, screw this lower bracket. I'm sick of this crap. Why are we down here? Let's just sort this quick. 2-0-3 already on this fan. Top of the network, close to hitting the 10k mark. And then look at the comparative. Nikkei, who went for this Battle Fury, only just passing the 7k mark now.
Yeah, Matsuma Man is actually, he's one component away from the BKB. I think it's going to be really difficult for Liquid to deal with this Sven.
Alright, I think Zai found his threshold for pain. It is indeed Mike. Turns out when the Ursa has maxed out Fury swipes, even an Underlord has to be scared. But you're right, I mean, the Matsuma Man is fast becoming a problem. With the BKB, he understands he needs to play fast. Like, lockdown-wise, they've got a reasonable amount already on Secret, right?
Yeah, the Secret, they have good lockdown with the Underlord, with the Atos. They have Rubik already with the Aether Lens. And yeah, you're pretty much roll it.
Oh, Tiger. Well, I say you look stupid, but that's what happens as soon as you die. You become a little bit dumber. Now Nisha is up to 10 permanent inf. He's getting a little bit of room back into this game. It seems that Liquid are getting a bit too eager to try and punish Nisha every time they see him.
Yeah, I feel with the start he had, the way Liquid had to play was to just kind of keep away from the silencer, unless you're bringing a bunch of numbers. But they're sort of giving away these solo deaths, giving the silencer that extra gold and intelligence that he needs. Boxy might control here again.
Boxy's about to make a charitable donation to the Nisha Foundation. Buffy, he's got the RP. It'll overlap with the lift, but the control is good enough that they'll kill off the Timber in time.
Nisha's just getting smarter and smarter.
I tell you, he's the big brain. At this rate, his brain's going to be too big for his skull. His skull is going to crack, and then he'll die.
Some people might even say he's so smart.
He's very smart, I think is the correct way to look at it. And Matsuma Man is so strong. Up to level 15 already. 11k.
I feel like this battle between like the Sven and the Maiden, I feel like this is really unfair, you know? You have this one guy, I think it's 2 hits and the Maiden dies.
I mean, it's even more unfair because Insania might be at risk of not even having the mana to defend himself if he keeps dying to Nisha like this. It's like in the battle of strength versus intelligence.
Not going for the Axe here on Matsu, but just queuing up this this Daedalus here. Of course, he's going to have an overwhelming amount of damage, but I think you could make a case for the Axe still in this game. I think he has plenty damage. I think getting some mobility would be kind of nice for him.
I mean, if you're not one punch in Insania, have you really got enough damage? That's maybe where Matsuma Man's coming from on this one.
I think Liquid want to find a way to get Secret away from the Roche area, try to maybe sneak a Roche, or just they want to wait for the Ursa to get BKB, try to take a fight, use the Ursa, maybe get on top of the silencer, try to kill him before the global.
Of course, the awkward issue, right, is if Secret do find the spirits, they could easily go Roche themselves, right? So it's like, well, you have this Ursa, it's not a guaranteed thing. Oh, Nisha.
They're going top.
Yeah, they're going top. He did pick up the Philosopher's Stone in time. That almost
saw it.
Awkward.
Yeah, I think he saw the heroes up there.
Boxy back up. They've got a ward here, and Secret have revealed themselves.
You can also see
did go looking with the haste, but the dice.
Yeah, you can also see that.
Oh no, not again, not again. I mean, it wasn't 2 hits this time, but he didn't even get unstunned before dying.
He didn't even have the God Strength or the Empower.
Exactly. He's gonna have it for this. We should have Poppy. Sir, your services are required. He's on his way now. God Strength might just be good enough though. How stacked this Sven is right now. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. Liquid are going to be too late. Boxy trying to go in, left the interruption. They need to finish it off, but Superman is going to clear it up. No, they get the kill though. Boxy, while he will go down, he yoinks a little bit of gold for Liquid.
It's something, you know.
I think you take anything against this Sven right now.
He's a little bit richer, but a little bit dumber. So
So you're saying he's one of those trust fund kids.
Seems it would seem that way right now. Bo3 0-7-0, not really the Bo3 I feel like we've seen in the past couple weeks.
No, this is what I refer to as boxy in a box. Usually the kind you get at a funeral.
I feel like this is more, you know, it's more looking like a Zai, you know, a Zai game, right? So,
is this body switch all of a sudden? Boxy is actually in Zai's body right now, and Zai is in Boxy's body. It's Liquid have chosen to turn their Timber into a sacrificial lamb, and Zai is just a beast.
I would say it's Freaky Friday, right? But it's maybe some Tricky Thursday or whatever else it could be.
Now, the question is, how do you actually match up against Seeker at this stage? Like, do you just have the buy time? Obviously, the Aegis aside, you know, even if the Aegis wasn't there, like, I'm not sure Liquid are ready to fight still, right?
I think, yeah, I mean, you can see Koikwa, he did go for the Yules here. Also, he went for overload damage. I feel like most of the time I see the mana regen, but he went for the Yules to be able to deal with the Silencer, able to deal with the ATOS and everything else. Liquid are actually bringing the gold down somewhat closer to themselves. Koikwa is going to be in a lot of trouble here.
I think it's going back up towards Secret. And when it comes down, there is going to be a route way in. Koikwa gets a little more stupid. And this mana regen, he's going to start to miss it if he keeps down like that.
I think the way you do this is, for Liquid, you want this Basher on Ursa is pretty much key. The Basher on Ursa, and then once the Aegis expires,
oh no, Puppy! He skews him down the low ground, will just come back up and play with Puppy. The Atos is going to come out, forcing out the BKB. The Ghost Strike, they're going to just fight into him. The Global Silence comes out in time to make sure Urspirit is punished for this. Insania as well needs to move away quickly because he could get 2-tapped at this point. Mike with the BKB running out needs to run. Will be able to move away quick enough. Foxy's the same. Zimmerman, he starts to wish he had a bit of mobility. He just used the God Strength. He used the Global Silence. They used the RP, and all they got was Tug.
Yeah, not really what you were hoping for. So he didn't use the BKB though, so he still got the 10 seconds. Just gonna deal some damage to this mid tower. You gotta be a little bit careful here. You don't want to die now that you don't have Valkyrie anymore.
They're dragging him in. They're trying to force it out of him. We'll throw the stun out onto Insania, but Zimmerman just trying to move towards Mike's location. He's using the enrage, skew up by Puppy to get him away. He says, go to safety, my friends. As Koikwa's got in a little bit too deep, low on mana, trying to get the life out of Silence, and we'll find it. The Aegis now gone as well. The freezer field from Insania is going to be big. Puppy also picked up on Mike, but Zimmerman forced to fight with the Ursa, but the roll control is good. They will be able to move him away and out as Underlord is able to help them escape. What can they do now? Yapsaw, he's got the lift, but Timberman, look at the reinitiation of the Earth Spirit. Tiger stunned up. Firestorm out, will be killed off. The tower might still fall for Liquid, so I might try and interrupt this. Things are coming out. Insania will cancel his TP. The tower will end up being denied, and the route will stop them from punishing the Timberman. They're going to try now. He's still got the BKB to work with. The damage coming out. BKB trying to run away quickly here. The stun will be thrown out onto the Timber Saw, and Mike, too slow to stay on top of him, will have to back up. The route will now come out of the Boxy. Lift's going to be there as well. Zai has got the Pit of Malice. Will control him up the Firestorm as well. But Boxy, is it enough? With the damage coming out from the Rubik, maybe, but the Lotus will protect him from the stun. Return it towards him, but the damage is done. He will be brought down. Timber dead and gone for 45 seconds and feeling a bit stupid. Silencer arrived just in time to get his reward.
Yeah, in the end there, they didn't lose Matoma Man. They had to buy back on Koikwa. But you can see that Mickey is becoming sort of an issue for Secret. If he has Basher in that fight, the Basher just got delivered towards the end of that fight. After that chase onto the Sven where he popped the BKB. If you have that Basher, Sven might just die. If you proc one bash in that sort of overpower there, the Sven most likely goes down, and you can see that this Ursa at some point he can become an issue for the Sven. You can't really man fight this hero. It's you need to disable him somehow. You need to make sure that he's not fighting you during enrage and everything else. Otherwise, you can potentially still die as the Sven.
Yeah, it's a tough one as well, right? Like, because if you go for the Global Silence as the BKB, if you force the BKB first, yeah, there's just so many things you have to throw into the Ursa, and that's not even considering the heroes around him.
No, and the thing is, for Secret, the only hero they really have to deal with is this Ursa. Whereas Liquid, they have to worry about a lot of things. They have to worry about the RP from Puppey now that he has the Blink. They have to worry about kind of the Underlord, just all of this, the Pit of Malice, the Atos. They have to worry about Nisha dealing damage on the Silencer. There are so many threats from Secret, whereas Liquid, they pretty much have the Ursa.
Yeah, that's where the net worth really shows it, right? That when you think about the Fige, the only ones that are close to the boss ones here. When you look at the other roles, you can see how Liquid is starting to fall behind. And now Secret gonna make it a little bit more worrisome for Liquid. Zai is going to run up towards the supports, ball lining in on the Puppey's location, dragging him across, making sure he can't use that Blink. Dagger Claw will come out. RP is going to be interrupted, though, by the Yules from Koikpa, able to move away now with the ball line. The RP was used by Puppey, though. He didn't cancel it. He thought he could get close enough. Now the Sun's coming out of the box. He will zone him away as he gets away with the Timber Chain. Mike has got the BKB. Will turn on the Timberman. As the best speed runs out, he's going to turn around, pull him down. Zai is next on the hit list. Mike, the bear that doesn't care, with a double kill is going to turn it into a triple as Puppey has no escape either. Mike is becoming one hell of a problem for Secret.
Yeah, very clutch play there. He just walks up the high ground, he pops that BKB. The Sven is chasing you, but with the BKB pressed, Sven, even though he has all this damage, with the speed that Ursa hits, you can't really man-fight him either way, because he's just going to bash you and bring you down. And Matoma Man, when he presses the Mask of Madness, he doesn't really have a lot of armor to work with, so the Ursa is going to deal a ton of physical damage. And this was sort of my concern with going for the Stateless build, is that I think that the timing that you had with this Sven was to try to kill a lot of Liquid heroes and to kind of further the advantage for your team in this game, because I think, you know, at some point in this game, you're going to be unable to man-fight this Ursa unless you have a very strong team to back you up. I think now that time has sort of arrived already. And now the game becomes a little bit scary for Secret, because all of a sudden the Ursa is very hard to deal with. And that's going to open up this Roche. If you can get an Aegis on top on the Storm Spirit, potentially, even the Ursa, whatever, you're going to get a tease. It's going to be a lot tougher now for Secret.
Yeah, as that fact you've gone for this, well, I could just tap him down in 2 hits, but if he hits the Enrage, Ursa can just withstand it all the time. That's kind of the concern, is like, how do you get on top of Mika? How do you lock him down consistently? In theory, Secret have the tools, but the way that Liquid keep finding these fights, the way they keep positioning themselves, stops Secret from being able to use those tools in sequence.
I think Secret, you would want some sort of, I don't know, you want some Force Staffs, or you want Solar Crest on the Underlord to buff up the Sven. Maybe some, if you can help the Sven with the Glimmer Cape, that would be great against yours as well. You need to kite the Enrage, basically. That's sort of the primary thing. The issue now is, of course, this Abyssal. It's gonna be hard for Sven to escape from that one.
Also, it's gonna be harder to lock down DK as he's going for the Axe. So that RP plan is dog crap. It doesn't work now. Tricky timing. I think if you ever want to get him, it needs to be Stormhammer into like global and RP at the same time, so he's silent, so he can't rage. And the RP will come out too right there. In time to connect. The stun jump across with the Abyssal, though. Straight on top of Sven. Brought down to half HP. The range to chase. Mike finds it. Timberman down, dead for 75. The chasing will continue. Magnus next on the hit list. Nisha next to full as well, as the global is wasted. They will still die. Now they've got the keys to the base. With the creeps pushing in, Mike might just look to try and take a tier 3 here. Moving in by Insania. Could have been Insane himself. Will force out the bite. Oh, nicely done by Koikpa. Not just getting the buyback of Puppey, but the buyback of Nisha as well. And I don't think Nisha was in range to make Insania dumber. So she didn't even get remotely punished for it when you think about it.
Yeah, they're just gonna go straight into the pit. It's gonna be fairly easy with this Paladin sword. Secret are on the way though. Not sure if this is gonna be fast enough.
I don't think this cues a... This isn't kind of a Jaws theme tune moment with this smoke either. Tiger. About to go... Oh, but they're going to look to now punish the smart man. I will look to get him out, though, before they're going to actually try and pummel one down. So buyback out of Tiger won't achieve anything. Mike does at least have the Aegis and Cheese now to play with. They didn't probably give it to Koikpa. Koikpa has accepted that this game isn't about him. It'll never be about him. It's all about Mike.
Yeah, he gets the cheese, sort of a consolation prize, but like you said, the Ursa is definitely the main the driving force here for Liquid. So
he almost has enough for the axe, which, like that last fight where you RP'd him, controlled him, still lost all your heroes. That was without axe. That was without him having an escape plan from the RP. Next time you fight, Mike is going to be completely unshackled. There is going to be practically no way of locking down this bear.
yeah, the way you have to do it is you gotta stun him up and global silence pretty much same time. That's why one thing that I was thinking about for the Sven is at some point it would be nice for him to be able to get an Abyssal, but he needs so many items at this point. I think the wonky part now is buying this Axe. It feels kind of weird because you really want to get an AC on Sven.
Jump in. Cap's already gone. Hunt for more. And they see a secondary. Zidane half HP already. Nowhere near tanky enough to survive this. You were saying Secret need a crap ton of items and Liquid aren't even going to give him enough time for one more at this rate.
Yeah, it just feels like Matoma Man needs... he needs a bunch of things in this game. Personally, I really don't like the Daedalus pickup. I think he had plenty damage already to deal with these heroes. I think they wanted to get this Axe or even AC earlier. I think that would have been fine too, but I think the Axe first would have made a lot of sense into AC or something, because now you're just... You can't really deal with this Ursa. You can deal a lot of damage if you're allowed to, but Mickey will never let you just hit these heroes for free.
If Mike had a gentleman's agreement not to fight in the next fight, you know, I could see Secret taking an even fight, but with this beast here, it's seeming unlikely. At least deter them from taking the racks. They did get the tier 3 tower, so Liquid will look for any opportunity to get back into that phase. Right now, it's probably about securing that last remaining tier 2 so that one fight could end the game. Secret. Did they move out of the base here? I mean, Liquid split up for a moment, but they're dangling Bo3 here, just in case there's vision in the area. Quickfoot, pumping the jump in. There's going to be a jump in from the Abyssal Bear, straight forward on the side. Global Silence is going to come out, but the damage is going to be way too much. It doesn't look like he's going to get away. They do find Quickfoot, big target found. Now, can they deal with the Bear? Mike has used the Enrage already. They're turning to Bo3, with the BKB activated, the Bash is coming out, and Matuma Man has to turn around and stun up the Bear. Mike down once. They will find Bo3 as well. When Mike comes up, he's got his work cut out for him. BKB just trying to run away quickly here. No Abyssal for 10 seconds. He respects the fact that Secret is stronger. And they'll prove it. Lift's going to come out. Rage's going to be using time. Movement in, though. Trying to turn on the Sven. Going to jump straight in. Plumb him down. He's gone. Roll across. Control is good. Silencer is gone as well. The buyback out from the Sven. Right now, Secret, it feels like a bear in a playground. Just ripping apart everybody.
And Secret has just... They just brought the game back. They had a great fight. They killed the Storm right away. Foxy went down as well. They got the Aegis out of the way. And then they just poked the bear one too many times, you know? You know the... Don't poke the bear, kids. Don't poke the bear. They just lived.
If the Grizzly Bear's willing to go back into his cave, let him go back into his cave.
Exactly.
Maybe Secret should try someone here, because I've heard that if in the events of bear attacks,
play dead.
You need, yes, you have to, like, you don't move, you just play dead. Now, Yapsor is taking that too literally, but he's technically now safe for 90 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about dying to Mickey. Like, for the next 80 seconds, he's gonna be safe and sound. Nah, but you got a great fight for Secrets. They got pretty much exactly what they wanted. The Storm went in, he got silenced. You killed him pretty much right away. Summer Man, you can deal a ton of damage still, right? It's just you still can't ever really man fight this Ursa. You need to be hitting a target next to him. You need to be making sure that he's disabled. You simply can't stand there and go toe to toe with the Ursa. That's not how this hero, like the Sven versus Ursa, that's not how this interaction works. Not at this point with these items, at least.
No, you kind of wish that you had an easy way of getting in, poking him to get the enrage out, and then getting away before the bear maws your face off, right? Like, for example, lineups like Slark lineups, right, where the whole idea is you want to be in and out. If you can force out that enrage and reset, great, because afterwards Mike, it is a feasible kill. The problem is, Liquid are so decisive when they go in that by the time Secret are out, it's because half their team is dead.
Yeah, it's not gonna get easier now either. You've got the status resist from the ult. Of course, you've got the 9 hits from the overpower. Now you have Satanic. You got Paladin Sword. There's a ton of regen on this Ursa, and a lot of status resistant damage as well, so not getting any easier for Secret right now.
No, they need to find some sort of solution. They had hopes of Nisha maybe going towards the sheep stick, given that extra lockdown, but he had to sidestep to the BKB instead. So in terms of optional stuns, they're not increasing. Whereas Mikke's ability to resist those stuns, as you mentioned, having things like the Satanic now, it's a hard bear to lock down.
And look at Insania. he's got the blink. He's got the BKB. You see his net worth. He's Boxy.
He's almost level 20 as well.
Man, sit back, okay? Sit back. Play your little timber saw, you know. You see Insania, he's climbing on the net worth on the graph. He's past, you know, he's past Psy. He's top support, working his way up there.
Looking good. I love this.
Unless has that level 20 as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes in for the freeze and field damage. I think we're gonna see the right-click maiden core in this type of game.
Oh, you wait. No, I think the freezing field damage would make a lot of sense.
Oh,
Secret,
is the maiden gonna get clicked though? She is. The lift is there. Like, god damn it, no matter how much gold I get, I just keep getting a little stupider.
Yeah, Insania just getting a little bit too greedy there.
See if Secret can turn it into anything, because preferably you want this into either a tower or a bigger kill, but you can already see Liquid, they're not splitting up now. They go, wait, what? What do you mean Secret still want to fight back? Okay, if we stay together, that whole let's make Nisha very small thing won't continue to happen.
Yeah, I actually think this is one of the rare games where I would like to see Matoma Man go for the stun duration on the 25 talent. I think if you can get this, the additional damage is not really gonna play a huge part in these fights. I think he already has a ton of damage, kind of no matter how you look at it. But the additional stun, if you can get it when the enrage is down on Ursa, or just that extra second to maybe kill the Storm before he uses the cheese, I think it could be playing quite the factor here.
I think that's a fair point, right? Like, if we're talking about Matoma Man killing any hero but Mikke, not really a problem of damage lacking right now, right? That's not what's screwing him over.
This is also very nice for them, though. The Princess Knife. This might help you.
Now, if you're Insania, how much do you wish you hadn't died to Sansa at all in this game? Because there's a Witless Shaco, but he can't afford to have out on free field. Jump into the mid lane. RP's gonna come out. Connects onto the 2. Tiger and the Timber Saw are gonna fall. Mikke able to walk away. They're going to jump across the force of BKB. The Global Side's going to come up. The Abyssal's going to be there. And with the overpower run and Matoma Man getting low now, he's going to be in trouble. The Root is going to come out in time to save his life, though. Just long enough to allow him to move away with the Glimmer Cape to hide him. On the side, however, they might lose more. Puppy able to TP away. Yapstor won't be so lucky. As the force of the Liquids converge on his location, Rubik will be brought down.
I mean, look at how these fights actually go, right? They bring down 2 heroes from Liquid to start the fight. And then 3v5. Sure, you get the Tiger buyback, but he's sort of late to that fight. There's 3 Liquid heroes, and they are running at Secret. When you see this Ursa, you run. That is your pretty much your one move. Unless this Ursa is 1v5, at which point I'm not even sure what happens at this stage of the game. But you know, if the Ursa is alone, maybe you bring him down. But if he's got any sort of backup, then just you get out of there.
Yeah, I think when it's just him versus 5, they kind of take it in turns to run. It is what they're hoping to do. Because one weakness we did see start to reveal itself in the second part of that fight is this BKB, right? It's only on 5 seconds now. So if you find a way to cut that out, you do have a potential way of killing Mikke.
Yeah, you do. At the same time, the Enrage, it's only 18 second cooldown. And it's quite the lengthy duration. Close.
Mikke, he just needed a little bit of vision there. Pumping his Abyss Alarm, but not able to find it. So, without that kill, that means everybody will be alive for the upcoming Roche. Global Silence will be available. Everything should end up being available in time for a fight around Roche. It's just a case of Liquid can strike first. They were trying to. I'll be quick to move away with the Blink Dagger before Quake can get him.
Yeah, we've got some buyback statuses here. Sven, Matoma still without a buyback for another 50 seconds.
And even then, he needs to finish farming. It just actually, you know what this feels? I'm gonna say what we're thinking. This feels good. Look at what neutral item a Sven has to have in this game. Okay, I spoke too soon. God damn it, he found a good one. He had a magic lamp. That's how scared he was feeling right there.
Yeah, with the leveler, it's gonna be nice because eventually he's gonna be able to. Wait, let's see, did they get an axe? No, there's a refresher. Yeah, okay, Urzur's got the refresher shard. Yeah. Okay, so he just ate his axe because he's kind of like running out of slots. So he's that stacked at this point that he can just eat the axe that he bought himself.
And now he was the hero. And guess who's found? Poor little Zai. No way he can get away from this. Enrage will come out just to ensure that's the case. They hunt for more. Buyback's going to come out. The RP being used. The God Strength. But Man trying to wail away on them here. The Global Silence as well. Bo3 brought low, but the bash is coming out. Miki now in control of the fight. But Man needs to run. Quick for arriving in time with the control through to make sure Sven goes down. Puppy's going to fall as well. BK is on top of the goddamn world in this one. Nishida falls. An ultra kill. He says, where's my rampage? Hold on to him for a bit. I don't know if Yapsa's going to last long enough, though. He might... Oh, no. He's like, don't give it over. The GG comes out. They will not give the rampage to the bear. Liquid, they take game one.
I mean, they tried to do their best to give Miki the rampage there. In the end, he just wasn't close enough. But yeah, you can see the secret. Even though they get these 2-man RPs, there's no way for them to fight this Ursa.